Celebrating the life of Dick Benoit, father of our chapter. Taught 7th grade science in Michigan. Certified as a Texas Master Naturalist in December 1999. Achieved over 15,000 hours of volunteer service. One of the first Texas Master Naturalists to reach the 10,000 hour volunteer service level.
Well, Dick's the father of the chapter. I met him at a conference, a Water Smart conference at the University of Houston Clear Lake. And the Master Naturalist, I just really learned a little bit about that through our trainings and stuff, and AgriLife was trying to get us to get involved with the program. So I was at this conference, and I had heard about that there was a Gulf Coast chapter, and then Dick Benoit came up to me at the conference, and he said, "I understand that you're the mechanic extension agent working for AgriLife, and I'd like for us to start a Master Naturalist chapter in the Galveston Bay area."
Earth Whisper, from a poem by Dick. "Help me into the new millennium," whispered Galveston Bay, and the Galveston Bay area Master Naturalists were born. Dick was recognized many times. For example, he was a Gulf Guardian Award winner, a Terry Hershey Award winner, and he even had a prairie named after him, the Dick Benoit Prairie. "Help us," whispered the Texas coastal tallgrass prairies, and the Prairie Restoration Team was formed.
Dick managed, I'm living proof, he managed to talk me into joining the Prairie team and the Wetland team, the Hawk Watch, and write for the Midden. He said, "I'm writing Prairie Ponderings. Why don't you write Wetland Wanderings?" And I'm not the only person that got this treatment. Pretty soon I was giving presentations, going to meetings, testing the water. He led by example in every way.
Dick actually came from Michigan, and he had done a lot of hawk watches in Michigan and in Canada. And he said there was no hawk watch here in Texas. And so Dick, being the researcher and scientist that he was, decided to get together with some other people that could do radar and they looked at a lot of different areas to see where a good hawk watch would be here. And so Dick was the founding member of the Sylvan Beach Spring Hawk Watch, as well as the Smith Point Hawk Watch.
To give you an idea of how data-oriented he was, I remember one of our first classes at Shelton Lakes. We were out looking at restored small ponds in this prairie, and off in the distance there was a flock of white birds that took off, and people were arguing back and forth between whether they were white ibis or whether they were snow geese. And after they finally settled on it, Dick's standing behind me and he says, "So did anybody count them?"
Because my memories of Dick are such a broad, overwhelming picture of Dick. Dick, to me, his leadership skills, his support, his commitment to the chapter, his teaching, always a teacher. I don't care what it was. Sarah, you gotta remember, we are a volunteer organization. Don't overwork us. Keep us with food, fun, and fellowship, because those are the friends that you're gonna make, that you're gonna want to rely on when you need help. So that's another thing, he kind of committed himself to the glue. So he always made sure that we had fun and that there was always some food involved, because he says if you sit down at the table with someone and have something to eat and you share stories, you get to know them. And with that comes all the friendships you develop.
Dick was one of the first Texas Master Naturalists to achieve the 10,000 hour mark in the state. He was very, very proud of that accomplishment. And I think he was proud too, because for the rest of us, it set an example of what we can do as Master Naturalists, volunteers, and the impact we can make. He did that by he earned those hours by being in the prairies and the wetlands, by serving on our board, by leading training classes, by conducting outreach and education programs, Camp Wild, our teacher workshops. He was participating in almost all of the activities that Master Naturalists were doing at the time. And that's how he earned that 10,000 hours. He was very much a believer in, try it all and then figure out what you like and go for it, But he really did want, and Hawk Watch, that was one of his huge things that he did. So, but he really, I was amazed. I mean, that was kind of the cool thing about Dick, is that he was everywhere, doing a little bit of everything, and he loved all of it.
His work lives on. Dick Benoit, a life well lived.